Hi there, Mr. Sutton here, bringing you the Pre-Cal Honors 3-2 Extra Practice Number 1 Solutions on multiplying and dividing rational expressions. To multiply these rational expressions together, let's first factor and cancel out what we can. Now, it looks like the 4x, x plus 4, and x minus 2, those are all as good as they're going to get. But this upper right here I can factor a bit. So factors of negative 8 that add up to 2. Well, we've got 1 and 8. That's not going to work. 2 and 4 works if I have x minus 2 and x plus 4. So we had x minus 2, x plus 4. That adds up to 2 if I add those numbers in there. And now it looks like I can cancel out a few things. The x plus 4s can go away. And we're allowed to cross-cancel because we are multiplying the fractions. That's the only time you can cross-cancel. And now x minus 2s are in the same fraction, so we can cancel those no matter what. And what's left over? Well, in the numerator we have 4x, and that's it. In the denominator we just have invisible 1s getting multiplied together. So we have 4x over 1, which is just 4x. To divide these rational expressions, I'm first going to turn it into multiplication by multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'll use same change flip, keep the first fraction the same, change multiplication, or division rather, to multiplication, and then flip the second fraction so that the 8n plus 36 is in the numerator and the 4n plus 18 is now downstairs. And before I actually multiply these, let me see if I can factor things out and cancel before I do that. So it looks like 7n and 4 are good to go. However, the 8n plus 36 can get factored a bit. I can take out a common factor of 4. That's about as good as it's going to get. And that leaves me with 2n plus 9. Downstairs, it looks like I can take out a common factor of 2. And that leaves me with 2n plus 9. Okay, so there's a few things we can cancel here. For one thing, we have a 4 down here and a 4 up here. We're allowed to cross-cancel those because these fractions are being multiplied. And it looks like we also have these 2n plus 9s. Those can definitely cancel each other out. And that leaves us then, in the numerator, we just have 7n. And in the denominator, all that's left is this 2. In order to multiply these rational expressions together, let me first cancel and reduce whatever I can. So because these are being multiplied, I'm allowed to cross-cancel things. For example, these 6's here can cancel each other, along with these 4's. And also the p to the 5th and the p can cancel a bit. So subtracting the exponents, I'm going to get p to the 4th in the denominator. And let's multiply whatever's left over now. So in the numerator, I've actually crossed off everything. So all that's left is the invisible 1. In the denominator, I have this p to the 4th times another invisible 1. So that's just p to the 4th. And that's all we can do. To divide these rational expressions, I first have to multiply by the reciprocal. So change this into multiplication. I'll keep the first fraction the same. I'll change this to multiplying, and I will flip the second fraction. Same change flip. So that's 3/5 I'm multiplying by. And can I reduce or cancel anything? Well, 3 and these 5's here, nothing's going on there. Same thing with the 9 and the 5. So there's actually, this is one of those rare times where there's nothing to cancel out or reduce. So we're just going to multiply straight across then. 9 times 3 is 27. And 5b squared times 5 is 25b squared. And double check real quick. Yep, still nothing else we can do, so this is done. In order to perform this division, I have to first turn it into multiplication by flipping that second fraction. So the first fraction stays the same, and we're multiplying by the reciprocal. So the n squared plus 8n minus 20 is now in the numerator, and that other stuff has come into the denominator. Before I actually multiply, I also want to factor and cancel out whatever I can, because otherwise this is going to be a mess. So the n minus 4 is good the way it is, but everything else can get broken down a bit. In the lower left, I can take a 3n out of that expression. That leaves me with n minus 2. And in the upper right, I need factors of negative 20 that add up to 8. So we got 1 and 20 is not going to work. 2 and 10 would work if we had negative 2 and positive 10. So n minus 2, n plus 10. And now in the lower right, I need factors of 60 that add up to 16. So let's see, 1 and 60, no. 2 and 30 doesn't work. 3 and 20 doesn't work. 4 and 15 is getting closer. How about 5 and 12? It's closer still. 6 and 10. 6 and 10 adds up to 16. So we have n plus 6 and n plus 10. What can I cancel now? Well, these n minus 2's, I can cross-cancel those because we're multiplying the fractions together, and they would end up in the same big fraction anyway. And also these n plus 10's can cancel. And it looks like that's it. So I have an n minus 4 upstairs, and downstairs we have a 3n times n plus 6. Before I try multiplying these fractions together, let's see if I can factor and cancel out some things. So the x plus 4 doesn't need any attention, but everything else can be factored. So this x squared minus 16, that's a squared minus b squared. So we can put the format a plus b, a minus b down here. So square rooting, we've got x plus 4, and then x minus 4. And then over here in the upper right, I need factors of negative 18 that add up to 7. 1 and 18 won't work. 2 and 9 works if you have negative 2 and positive 9. So we have x minus 2 and x plus 9. And then I need down here factors of negative 40 that add up to 6. So let's see, we got 1 and 40 is no good. 2 and 20 doesn't work. 4 and 10 works if we have negative 4 and positive 10. So x minus 4, x plus 10. And it looks like we can now cancel a few things. These x plus 4's can certainly go away. And I can cross-cancel these x minus 4's because we are multiplying the fractions. So x minus 4's are gone. And it looks like that's it. So all that's left over is all the stuff in the second fraction, almost. We have an x minus 2 and an x plus 9 still kicking around. And downstairs we have that x plus 10.